Hey, you're listening to the 42nd episode of Debugging Dan podcast. Join me on my walk, and since this is episode 42, it will be a special one, doing some reflection and some future musing. So the number 42 is significant for me at least, because of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books by Douglas Adams. So 42 in the book is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And an interesting note is that the number 42 is picked at random by Douglas when writing the book. So what is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and why is it of importance? So the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a book, and it was also a audio story that was broadcasted on radio. It's been also made into a movie. And the short summary is that Arthur Dent lives on planet Earth, and at some point he finds out, or he sees aliens that are coming to demolish planet Earth. And he stands outside his house in his bathrobe and a towel, and a good friend of his, Lord Prefect, then tells him he's an alien, and he shows him the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And he tells him that he's one of the writers for the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he is on Earth to gather more information for his entry into the Hitchhiker's Guide. And the Hitchhiker's Guide is a book, and it has big friendly letters on the front stating, "Don't panic." And the story evolves, and at some point you find out that a machine has been created that is supposed to give the answer to the universe, life, and everything. And the answer to the universe, life, and everything is 42, which doesn't tell you anything. So at some point they start creating a second machine that is supposed to give the question, of which the answer is 42. If you'd like to know more, read it. But it's a popular book in more geeky or nerdy, I don't really like those connotations, but circles. It's science fiction. I read it in my teens, and I liked it. There's some absurdity there, and that makes the number 42 special to me. And for me in this podcast, at episode 42, there's a small reflection for me. So those who listened to previous episodes, at the beginning, I tried to document my journey in doing side projects, things that I was building, and like 10 episodes again, I pivoted. There was a long pause, and after that I pivoted more towards just musing on things that I'm encountering, I like to think out loud about, and coincidentally recording that and sharing that as a podcast. And I know it's not a big podcast. There's like almost 40 subscribers on YouTube, which is not a lot. There are only a few listens every week, but for me that's okay. It's a place for me to vent, and it would be cool if it grows, and not as a flex, as hey, I'm becoming a big content creator, but more as hey, if people are listening to the podcast, they might benefit from it, and I might have helped someone's day or given them new insights. Hope that at some point there will be an inflection point where the number of subscribers is more a critical mass, and it gets recommended more because the algorithm sees that it's getting viewed more or listened to more. And recently I started adding shorts, small snippets of episodes, which do like 200 views on average. while the full episodes sometimes do 5 or 10. So at least the snippets, they get seen by people. And that's okay. I like doing the new format with the technical reflection. I set up a mechanism together with AI to do more, to be challenged during the episode. So it's not only just me ranting, but I then stop the recording. I feed the transcript to AI. And then it asks me some challenging questions, which allow me to move forward in one direction or other one, which I might not have thought of myself. So I'm going to continue with this. I do it on my morning walk, so it doesn't really take me a lot of time out of my day. But the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. An analogy also for the Hitchhiker's Guide is my current job in IT. So Arthur Dent stood outside his house. The rug was swept from under his feet. It turns out there are aliens, they are going to demolish Earth, and everything he knows changes. And for me, that's the analogy with the current progressions or things that is happening to at least IT, but also among other areas with AI. So as a developer, you've got the rug swept from under you, and we're all scrambling to find our way. Some wanting to keep things the way they are. Others are trying to find a new direction in the ocean of tools and new ways of working. And there are people that have locked onto a way of working, but they can never be sure whether they've picked the right direction. So there's an analogy there between the number 42 and the way that at least IT is moving right now. And and maybe you also feel a little bit like Arthur Dent trying to find a direction that fits in terms of quality, but also the environment. With using AI, finding the right balance, doing things yourself, and having them uploaded to AI. Cost, all stuff balancing. And one of the things that is in the books of the Hitchhiker's Guide is a towel. So Arthur Dent has a towel with him, and Lord Prefect tells him, always take a towel with you. It's the most useful tool that you can have. And I've already mentioned it in previous episodes, but I see the towel as a toolbox, the toolbox that you use AI with. And you should always make sure that your toolbox is not filled with only one dependency. So don't go full in on one method or technique or provider. So when price goes up unexpectedly, models that you were using move away, things that are valid and could occur. Just make sure that you're quick on your feet, flexible, and know how to move on and keep doing the things that you want to be doing and find your direction. So for me, at my current work, I've been moving more toward an internal AI role to help the company and people within the company find the right ways and workflows to work with AI. And those are all things that I try to incorporate to the preparations that I'm doing. Don't go all in on one thing. Try to be flexible and stay on your feet. And I will be talking probably about those things in future episodes. But now for episode 42, I'd like to pay a small homage to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you haven't read it, read the book, listen to the book. You can also watch the movie. The reviews of the movie are mixed, but the message is the same. The story is pretty similar. So let's go out there and find the question of universe, life, and everything else. This was podcast episode 42. If you've read the book, watch the movie, let me know what you think, whether you agree with my analogy. You can reach out to me on YouTube, find me on Blue Sky at debuggingdan.com. The podcast is at Spotify, Apple Podcast. Just reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. Have a good one. Bye.